Following the end of World War II, the Allied powers came together with the desire to have a forum where they could work together in the hopes of preventing future conflicts and wars. In the summer of 1945, representatives of 50 countries met in San Francisco at the United Nations Conference on International Organization, where they crafted and signed the UN Charter. In the months to follow, the US Senate approved the UN Charter and the United Nations officially came into existence on October 24, 1945, after 29 nations had ratified the Charter. The 24th October each year is the International United Nations Day. This followed a declaration by the United Nations General Assembly in 1945, which designated 24th of October the anniversary of the Charter of the United Nations by proclaiming that the day would be instrumental in making people aware, and it shall be devoted in making known to the people of the world the aims and achievements of the United Nations, and to gain their support for its work. By a further resolution adopted in 1971 by the United Nations General Assembly, it was declared that the United Nations Day would henceforth be celebrated as an international holiday, and it was recommended that it will be maintained as a public holiday by all United Nations member states. The event is instituted primarily to disseminate to people worldwide the aims and accomplishment of the United Nations organization. The United Nations Day is in fact part of a longer United Nations week which spans from the 20th to the 26th of October. The United Nations Day involves celebratory events such as food festivals, showcasing food from around the world, and cultural concerts. In fact, the United Nations Day concert is an important part of the day's celebrations at the United Nations headquarters. Why should we celebrate United Nations Day? Here are 3 excellent reasons. The UN saves lives. While world media attention focuses on the international controversies and the policy intervention failures, it rarely covers the UN's powerful life-saving work with its agencies like the World Food Programme, the UN Peacekeeping Forces, and the many other UN agencies. One example, WFP feeds 90 million people in 80 countries every year. Another example, the UN's program for women promote maternal and child health, saving the lives of 30 million women a year. Another example, the UN vaccinates 58% of the world's children, which saves 3 million lives every year. The UN helps refugees. Every year, the United Nations assists 38 million refugees, saving them from wars, conflict, famine, and persecution. The UN fights climate change and promotes sustainable development. No organization on earth does more to protect the environment than the United Nations, which fosters knowledge, conducts research, and brokers international climate treaties. Without the work of the United Nations, many experts believe the world would have to deal with enormous levels of conflict and chaos, and would have to establish an international governmental body to maintain the world's national and political equilibrium anyway. In the United States, The President has issued a proclamation each year for United Nations Day since 1946. The most recent such proclamation was issued by Barack Obama. Last year, on the UN Day, the Secretary General of UN, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, has issued this statement to address the whole world. He said, "The United Nations is needed more than ever at this time of multiple crises. At this critical moment, let us reaffirm our commitment to empowering the marginalized and vulnerable. On United Nations Day, I call on governments and individuals to work in common cause for the common good." So, let us celebrate UN Day this year again for the cause of world's peace and prosperity. Happy United Nations Day. Thank you for watching Edupedia World. Please subscribe to watch more videos.